Right, spaceships, here we go. So this is kind of like the building side of Empyrean, definitely. The whole thing with the blocks and stuff, although I get the impression that this building is actually more involved than that one is. And there's going to be quite a lot to learn about how to do the building from the things I've seen about this anyway. Then it's also got the manufacturing side of Eve, but it sounds like that's more involved than it is in Eve. It's got the marketplace that seems kind of Eve-like. It has the kind of universe-like Empyrean that's kind of, but less less loading. It sounds amazing. Like, it seems like they're putting a lot of different things into it that really tick some boxes for me. So yeah, awesome. Splat Kid Kevs even. Hello, Lady Sheila. How are you today? I'm sorry I can't stay long again. I'll be sure to drop by again someday. Sending much love to you, your family, and the community. Stay safe and God bless you all. Thank you so much. And Mayfair Mad. Hello, Sheila. Hope you're safe and well. I am indeed. And Anix here. Hi, Sheila. Love your videos. Thank you for making fun content. Oh, thank you guys. That's lovely. Right, what did she want me to do now? Next station. All right then. This is like a proper whistle-stop tour through things. I imagine there's so much more complexity.
A cheap and convenient ground atmospheric vehicle.
Ah, it's my hover.
It allows you to move around planet surfaces. You'll be gifted one at the end of this tutorial.
Ooh. I get my
Everything
little
in this speeder
speeder.
is functional and plays a role in making it work. Let's quickly review its different elements.
Okay, so I can see its core.
Here are the hover engines, which help
Hovers.
the speeder
Oh,
float
nice.
above the ground. These extra small atmospheric
Nice.
engines are used for propulsion and
thrusters.
moving forward.
Okay.
They require fuel, taken from this atmospheric fuel tank.
Fuel tank, thrusters,
Adjusters are small
hovers.
elements used to create rotational forces and help balance your ship.
So they're the
You also
equivalent
need
of...
brakes to be able to slow down. And finally, you need
Oh,
a
so
piloting
brakes are
seat to be able to
separate.
fly it. Activating this piloting seat activates the ship, which is how you take control of it. All these elements are orchestrated via a Lua script that is generated automatically for you.
That's
But
all
you can
exactly
also
the same as
modify it
Empyrean.
via a right-click menu on the piloting seat to create absolutely any kind of control you like. Note that piloting in the atmosphere of a planet or in outer space can be very different, and involves different types of engines and design. Gravity may ground you if you have a heavy cargo on a high-gravity planet, while it won't matter in the darkness of space.
Again, that's the thing that they have in
Piloting
Empyrean,
is an
so I'm
art,
used to
a
it.
subtle interplay between your piloting skills and the craftsmanship of the ship designer. You can learn more about piloting in the dedicated tutorials in the Piloting Institute. Piloting is not only about navigating your ship, but will often also involve combat. Look up at the fighter above your head.
Oh,
I've
Yeah, the
highlighted
big
the
beastie.
weapons that are equipped on this small ship. There are many more types of weapons, ammunition, and damage types. Each has a specific role. This is a small fighter, but you can also build giant battleships with a crew of hundreds of people, each assigned to a particular task. There is much more to discover about combat, so you should definitely visit the Military Institute to know more.
thank you, Anixia, for the sub.
Now, let's go to the last station and learn about organizations. Follow the waypoint.
So organizations, I imagine, are kind of the guilds, or I forgot what they were called in Eve. They had a very specific name in Eve, but I've completely forgotten what it was. But yeah, a lot of the ship design building things, a lot of the components, that's the word, components, a lot of the components on it seem to be very, very similar to Empyrean. I'll be really interested to see what the difference is. But it's kind of like they've taken almost like the concept of things like Empyrean and Avorian and probably a lot of other games. Empyrean's the one I play the most, so it's the one that I'll probably talk about and compare to the most, but I imagine there's a lot of other games like it. As I say, Avorian is one. And then they've sort of put that into the MMO world of Eve, effectively, and try to sort of squidge the two together, which I find very nice. I enjoy both of those games immensely, so let's go to this is last station
are a
apparently.
fundamental part of your social life as a Novian. They are groups that you can join, covering things like nations, corporations, alliances, or even group of pirates.
Corpse, that was
Let's
it.
have a quick look at the organization interface. Open it by pressing the organization key.
Or you press I and you go down here to organizations.
As you can expect, you are not part of any organization yet. Let's
What?
click the search button to find out what are the currently existing organizations.
All right. Ah, it will only let me. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. Oh no. Well. That sucks. That's my fault though for not doing exactly what it told me. While I'm in a tutorial. How dare. What am I supposed to do then? Fine, I will press F3.
You can search through
Escape
this list,
worked, just in case
focusing
you
on
get
open
stuck on the same thing.
organizations, which are recruiting, or sorting by member numbers, name, or language. To apply for an organization, you need to open its details page. Click on the name of any of the listed organizations to open its details page.
Okay, so there's some German ones there. The Stargate is going to be a central hub for allied organizations to have leaders and delegates as members to make meetings easier and find ways to work. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. 420 and chill. Join a movement, not a corporation. Get a hobby, not a job. We come from games like Imperium and Star Citizens. We love to build, fly, mine, and design. They sound good. But let's just have a look at one. Sketchy Space Syndicate with one person in it. See, I'm not really sure. I want to just go on my own for a bit. So, yeah, click on the name of any to see their details.
In this window, you can see a summary of relevant information regarding this organization.
One person.
This
no
area
legates.
will allow you to apply to join this organization,
Apply.
along with a place to write a quick introduction. Joining an organization can be a considerable boost for your new life as a Novian. Choose wisely. You can now close the detail window. You can also decide to create your organization from scratch, even if this is a little bit more advanced. For example, managing an organization involves legates and members, rules, voting, and management of rights. This is something you will discover later.
That sounds like a lot of
You can
work.
now
I
close
just
the
want to build stuff.
organization interface.
Okay, let's go.
Excellent. You have covered the basics. Now, let's move to the next step and talk about talents. Follow the waypoint.
Right, we're going to talk about talents. Oh, this is the skill tree. So I'm very interested in this because this is going to be a very interesting thing. I'm interested in it because it's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's my vocabulary for you today. So yeah, I love to look at a skill
Open
tree.
the
I love to
talent
see what we've
window by
got.
pressing the talent key.
Alright, F2 this time.
Talents define your character abilities. They are grouped into categories that are displayed all around your avatar in this window. Here,
Radar
for
person,
example,
mining,
is the
industry.
mining and inventory group. Click on it.
Ding.
Excellent. On the left is the list of categories that correspond to this group. Click on the Inventory Manager category. Each category hosts several talents. Select the Nanopack Upgrades talent that just appeared under Inventory Manager. Talents can be upgraded from level 1 up to level 5 by spending talent points. Each level acquired boosts a certain characteristic, described just below its name. For example, here the Nanopack upgrades help to increase the size of the inventory by 200 liters for each talent level acquired. The amount of talent points you currently have is displayed on the top of the screen.
Accumulation rate 6 a minute.
Talent points, shown here, accumulate at a slow rate even when you are offline.
When you're offline, okay.
The Invest Points button allows you to instantly train a particular talent. You need to have enough points for the talent you are aiming for. To accumulate points more quickly, queue a talent. Queuing boosts considerably how quickly you gain talent by increasing the accumulation rate.
Oh.
Let's train the first level of Nanopack upgrades. Press the queue talent button.
So that is encouraging you to stay logged on. So it's not a case of you wait for a week and then you come in and you spend all your points. It's a case of you need to go in and queue talents and then come back in and queue some more so that you can accumulate more. Interesting. Queue talent.
As you can see,
Nanopack
the
upgrades.
selected talent now displays in the queue. You can queue several talents
Oh
to
look,
train one
wow,
after
90
the other.
minute accumulation.
Note that dependencies between talents might exist, and you should train talents in the right order. See how the acquisition rate is much faster during active learning, when a talent is in a queue. It is a good practice to always have several talents scheduled in the queue, to be able to train them without interruption.
Okay.
Queued talents also train when you are offline. So, make sure to always have a filled queue that spans a long duration. If the queue ends when you are not online, you will fall back to the slow talent point accumulation rate. Take your time to review the existing talents, and think about how you want to plan them out. You can become hyper-specialized, or decide to be a jack of all trades. When you're ready, you can close the talent window.
Okay. So that's like basically an overflow. You don't really want to be accumulating them here. You want to be putting them straight in here. Okay, I'll close it for now because we are still in the tutorial, but I'll make sure I have some queued.
By the number of interfaces and their shortcuts. Thankfully, you don't have to remember all that. Let's enter into free mouse mode by pressing the free mouse key. The menu on the left is a quick access to the interfaces. And since your mouse is now free, you can simply click on them. Note that you can also select the tools in your toolbar, and interact with many more menus and options in this mode. For example, the notification icon in the lower right part of the screen, which you can now access.
Notifications. Oh, right, so tab is my button. Tab is my one button I remember.
Reference is
tab.
The codex. You also have access to the windowed codex that you can resize and move. Click on the windowed codex button. You can browse many topics in the menu here. Normally when you leave the free mouse mode, temporary windows are closed. Not the windowed codex. It can be helpful to pin some help content on the side while you are performing the actions described in it.
Oh, yeah, really nice. I like it.
For now, we are going to close this window, as we need the screen space. To do so, click again on the windowed codex menu. Another source of help are hints. Hints will appear regularly on the right of the screen, depending on your actions. I've triggered a hint for you right now. You can always find them in the hint window, or by pressing the hint key, so you will never miss one. Okay. Now, close the free mouse mode and return to the 3D view. To do so, press the free mouse key again. Let's discover a great activity that is available to you right from the start.
Hurrah!
Go through the large exits, down the stairs, to the waypoint.
Large exits. Is that down here? Oh yeah, these are the large exits. Down the stairs, to the waypoint. 221T. This is a game by the makers of Eve. And it seems to have like a total sort of Eve / Empyrean, Evorian like crossover thing. And as I say, I think I'm gonna love that.
Welcome to the Surrogate VR stations. Here you can control a remote robot in VR telepresence. This is a fantastic way to discover other locations and learn about the possibilities offered in this world. Perhaps you can visit a large organization headquarters, or play tourist in extraordinary places. Here is the way it works. You can enter a VR station by activating it. You can then select the destination site, among those that are public and are made accessible to you. You take control of a robot that awaits in a distant pod. Anyone can deploy a pod in their construct and make it public for visitors. However, as a robot, your capacities are limited, so this is just a way to visit an area remotely. It is not a teleport. These are fake stations, you cannot use them. But I will show you the real one on the way out, a bit later.
Oh.
If you look around, you may have noticed those buttons with a question mark on them. They are info buttons. They are placed in front of points of interest and you can press them to display information.
Like this.
Try it now. Activate this button.
Wants me to activate this one though. Okay, let's go give that an activate.
Great. The information closes automatically, or you can close it yourself with a cancel key. Another powerful way to discover things by yourself is to use the helper system. To use it, simply point at anything in the world, or in the user interface, and press the helper key. Try it now on something in the world around you.
Okay, yeah, it's a Mamorpaga. I never play Mamorpagas, do I? The H on
Good.
there.
Let's continue. The next important thing to learn about is the notion of rights. Everything you own can be shared with others, but by default are only accessible by you. For example, try to deactivate the highlighted force field on the left. You can do it by pointing at it and pressing the interaction key, and let's see what happens.
Highlighted force field on the left. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know left and right. Guess yeah, it gives me a nice little. What?
You received an action forbidden message telling
Do
you
not
that the
have
owner of
permission.
this element did not share it with you. This is actually how you can make your construct secure against intruders. Now, in the same way, try to activate the left button that controls the light above.
Light above. Where? Oh, there's a button here, is there? Oh, right, I gotcha. Activate that.
Again, you don't have the right to activate it. Now, instead, try to activate the button on the right. I have given you the right to use it.
So it's like, you can't use the force field. Now just click on this button so I can tell you that you can't use that either. Mwahahaha! This is an evil robot lady. Okay. Robot lady.
This time it worked.
Hurrah!
You can control the light by pressing this button.
And let me guess.
To set up an element's rights in a simple way, you can use the right-click menu on an element that you own.
Okay.
Try it on the button in front of you.
Right click on the button.
Here, you can access
Share
the
element
share
with
element
friends.
or share
I can
construct
set up
options in the
groups.
construct submenu. These will allow you to grant rights to others. You can now close this menu by pressing the escape key or simply. A much more complex system is available for advanced management. It allows for fine-tuned rights control, in particular for organizations. You can share whole constructs, manage specific types of rights, and create groups of people with certain abilities. If you want to find out more, try the rights management tutorial.
Okay.
Let's move on. Deactivate the force field on your right by pointing at it and pressing the interaction key. Don't worry, I have given you. Very good.
There we go.
To continue our visit, go down to the lower level, using the elevator at the end of the room.
It does seem like as I'm going through this tutorial, it is getting slightly less. There's still bits of tearing and jank, but like it is. My computer doesn't sound like it's about to explode anymore, so it does seem to be settling down. I think there was probably a lot of stuff to load at the very, very start. But the reason I didn't do any of that off camera was I wanted you all to see the cutscenes. So it's one of those things you've got to try and toss up, really. Right. Anyway, we're supposed to be going down some elevator, aren't we? Oh, it's around here. Okay. Links 1978. Thank you for all the bits. So it's 3 earlier and a few now. Thank you so much.
On both sides of this corridor, you will find resurrection nodes. Drawing on the consequences of the Everett interpretation of quantum mechanics, we were able to design a technology that preserves your state of consciousness across multiple realities. We control the multiverse, in order to branch you onto a version of reality where you happen to respawn, here on one of these platforms, whenever you die. So, you cannot really die, there is always a version of the universe in the multiverse where you wake up, here. Beware that when you die, your
What an
inventory will
explanation!
not be
Gee.
preserved, so don't take death too lightly. It's important to know that you can craft or buy your own resurrection nodes. You can then install them in your ship or in your home. When respawning, you will always appear at the nearest active resurrection node, so in general you won't always end up here in this room. Alright, we are now almost ready to exit the starting hub. The last step is to collect the components to build a speeder ground vehicle. Follow the waypoint in the direction of the exit.
Let's go build a speeder. People using the ferret emotes. I love them so much. The ferrets are cute too. Real ones. Speeder
Left
racer
and right are
parts.
demonstration versions of two of the most popular UEF hovercraft speeders. These ground vehicles are extremely efficient to quickly navigate the surface of a planet, and you will need one during the first steps of your journey.
Here's one.
Distances are real. Transportation is a necessity. You will need to get a blueprint to acquire these speeders. Each of the highlighted dispensers will grant you the blueprint of the speeder next to them. Get one of them by activating the dispenser.
Ah,
You
okay.
can pick your favorite, or take them both.
Let's go back. Chat, what do you think we should get? I'll probably get them both, but what do you think we should build? That one or that one? They both look a bit like rubbish, honestly. They look very starter, don't they? Let's go grab them both. You can tell me which one you like the
blueprint is now in
best.
your inventory.
Left or right?
will
Which
run
one do you
it
like
later.
best?
To deploy a blueprint, you have to have all of its components, materials and elements. The dispenser in front of you contains everything you need to be able to deploy one speeder. You can also create your own blueprints when you want to save a copy of what you've built. This is also how you can mass produce your creations and sell them. Blueprints are like intellectual property and can become very precious.
Oh, nice. You can almost
That
like
being
make
said,
an
this
Imperium
portion of the
blueprint styly
introduction is
thing
finished.
and sell it.
Look around you. This room is a small museum showing many elements and materials that you may want to learn about. Press on the info buttons, or use the helper key to know more about everything on display. When you are finished, you can exit through the front door, which is now open.
So most of the people saying that they like one is this one, which is the left one, the racer, more than the speeder. Okay. So apparently, look around you. There's stuff all over the place. Blah blah blah, and then you can leave. All right. So around here, it looks like there's a few things. Honeycomb materials. So what's all that about then? Let's have a look. A lightweight construction material. While hollow, they retain their strength and other properties. The shown honeycomb materials are used to build the speeder. Okay. Speeder elements. So this was all explained to us. So there's brakes, there's thrusters, there's like rotation control. I forget what there was little boxes you put on in Imperium that stops you rolling about all over the place, and I forget what they were called, but I imagine that's a similar concept. Headlights, we got a chair, we got the hover engine, and we have air brakes. So it's interesting how brakes are not just reverse thrusters in this, they are actually brakes. So, but I imagine you do probably have to build in such a way, I would hope anyway, that that they are the right way around. You probably can put on reverse thrusters as well though. I don't know how the control on it would all work though. Provide thrust to dynamic constructs within a planet's atmosphere. They consume atmospheric fuel. And these are the rotation controls, the adjusters they're called. These are the fuel tank. This one is the wings. Okay, cool. All the speeder parts. It's pretty awesome. Anything else around here I should be looking at? Just stuff up the top, maybe? They said this is like a big museum, so... Is there a lift over here that I could go up? I think I can jump up from maybe here. This is looks like a lift to me. It doesn't look like you have to have a hole to go to use a lift. You just go straight through. Oh yeah, you go straight through to another lift panel. Okay. So it's almost it kind of reminds me a little bit like it's a teleporter, but not quite. So is there anything up here to sort of have a look at? The little museum room in here. What's this? Planet hologram. Elements are the basic building blocks of your constructions. Okay, so they've maybe just made some pretty rooms and stuff up here. I think honestly I might want to just try and get out of here and just see if things get any better. Can I just jump over? I don't seem to have, I haven't noticed anyway, any health or anything like that. So I don't know if that comes later or if you just don't get health.
Outside world. In front of you is the district center. Let's actually go to the other side. There we will find the district teleporters, the VR stations and the tutorials. Follow the waypoint ahead of you. You can run by pressing the run modifier.
Because going faster actually is going to make it better.
You can also sprint at great speed by hovering above the ground thanks to your jetpack. Simply double tap the forward key. Try it now. Very good.
Whoa!
Now, let's cross the landing pad.
Jetpack sprint! I like this. This is fun. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Great, we are now at the district center.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the connected surrogate VR stations, just on the left. Follow the waypoint.
I will try to, but it seems to be going straight into a wall, which is always worrying. Can I get through here, this force field? Oh right, yeah, I can walk straight through it. Cool. Markets have moved to F4. I like that, that's pretty cool. So, on the left, these are surrogate VR stations then. So, SVR stations.
I invite you to come back here at the end of this tutorial and activate any of these surrogate VR stations. You will be presented with a list of incredible sites to visit anywhere in the world through a remote control.
I'll let you guys choose where we go as well.
You can sort
That'd be
them
cool.
by the number of recent visitors to see the most popular first. This is a great way to discover what is possible here.
Then I can talk and not
Let's now
Ophelia
have a look at the
all the
district
time.
teleporters. Follow the waypoint to the next room.
I feel like I'm better getting a word in. District teleporters. Waypoint to the next room. These look like teleporters then. Woohoo!
In front of you are teleporters that grant you instant access to any of the 10 districts around the Ark ship.
Oh, cool.
Each of these districts is identical to the one you are currently in, but Novians will start their journey in any one of them at random. You can use these teleporters to quickly reach a friend on another district.
Oh,
now, follow
right.
the waypoint behind
Instances.
You to the Institute teleporter.
Okay. So if Avak came and played this and he was in instance 3 and I was in like instance 7, we could get together. Cool.
This teleporter will be activated at the end of this tutorial. If you use it, it will get you to the institutes, which are buildings dedicated to showcase most of the activities available for Novians. Think of them as giant museums. There are institutes about flight, building, community, industry and many other topics, and they are great places to learn.
Fantastic. Sounds really
let's
good.
head to the other room, dedicated to the interactive tutorials. Follow the waypoint.
Interactive. We should We should... Oh,
From
I
this
like that so
console,
much.
You can activate a tutorial selector. Each tutorial teleports you to an interactive VR session where you will learn by practicing. Tutorials comes with a reward if you complete them, and it is
nice.
strongly encouraged to go through them at least once, especially the market tutorial, which is essential. Feel free to come back here later to access them.
Okay.
Finally, let's get to the last step of our introduction, the Twin Moon Shuttle service. Follow the waypoint.
So we can maybe play around with a few things, and then we can come back here and do tutorials if there's things that we find that we just don't know enough about yet. You just play about. So it's loading a lot of stuff now. I can hear my computer whirring. Okay, so look at these. Wow, this is cool, huh? This is our shuttle bay. So we can sprint over here because it's not too far away. Alright,
Here
the
we
shuttle.
are.
Ooh.
The button in front of you calls a free Sanctuary Moon Shuttle service. This shuttle will connect you to a similar district on the Sanctuary Twin Moon. Then you can claim a tile for yourself using the Sanctuary Territory unit you collected earlier.
Awesome.
At this stage, I'll now put some broad objectives for you in the upper left of the screen. These are suggestions of milestones to follow to properly build up your experience in the world, and they are very much recommended. Feel free to follow these at any time you feel ready, or to bypass them entirely. Check the objectives section of the map for more details on how to complete these objectives. From now on, I'll be much less directive with you on how to do things. The first of these milestones is for you to reach the Sanctuary Twin Moon. You can now use the shuttle service right next to you. Safe travel, Novian. I'll see you there.
Alright, let's go to the moon.